Everybody ready for Little Rock?
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's seems like a long time ago that Coach Foley and I were talking about it, so now it's fun that it's finally here. So I think it's a great thing for the state, a great thing for women's basketball. I know it's different for every single sport, but we needed to do it. It was a must for us, so I'm really glad that both people were able to get together and work it out.
Why is it a must for y'all?
I think we're such a small state, we can't do anything on a national level divided. I think we've got to stick together, especially in a sport like women's basketball. We've got to play these games that, I mean, they've been the best team in the state for a long time. And I'm not stupid enough not to realize that. I've been following women's basketball. They've been in the NCAA tournament. They've won games. Nobody wants to play Little Rock, used to be ULR, in the tournament. Nobody wanted to see them in their bracket. They've been to 6 or 7 of those things in the last 10 years, so it's a must game for us to play. And I think for people to see, there's a lot of young kids in Northwest Arkansas that have never seen them play. There's a lot of kids in that part of the state that have never seen us play. So for us to be able to get together, and we wanted to play a game in Little Rock. That was going to happen. We were going to get a Little Rock game done, but it wasn't necessarily going to be against them until the Board of Trustees and Hunter pushed that through. So I think it's a really good thing.
The style of play that they play, is it just completely opposite of what you're trying to do?
Well, it's impossible to prepare for, and we like to prepare for people. They run a motion, and he's not going to stand up and call a play the entire game. His kids are going to make plays, and that's really, really hard to prepare for. It's a lot of times why you see their teams start out 2 or 3 wins to 6 or 7 losses. It takes a while for them to figure it out. And then they always win 24 or 25 games, and they figure it out. So we're not going to fall for the old banana in the tailpipe trick and fall for their record to be an indicator, but they're going to take the first good shot they get. Sometimes it just takes them a while to do it. They make you defend, and that grinds on you. So clash of styles. I'll be up calling a lot of actions. He'll be sitting there not. But there's lots of ways to win at this game. His has been very successful, but it's fun to see the two styles match up.
You know, it's not on campus, so I assume you don't expect anything like that insane thing at Arkansas State several years ago where Susie Gardner walked into a hornet's nest and they were horrified.
Yeah, it can happen. I think it's going to be about 50-50 just based on the fans from up here that I've talked to, the number of ticket requests I have. So, you know, we wanted it to be, if we were going to play them, it needed to be a neutral site game to get us started. I don't think either one of us felt like going into each other's home gym to start the thing was a good idea. So it was great that we were able to get it to Simmons. And then just a bonus that it's kind of a double header day with our men's program. So I think it could be a really good day of basketball. Come in, watch us play, go out and eat at one of those great places right there around the arena, and then settle back in for the men's game that night. But yeah, I hope our kids will not have to. We've played in a lot of big gyms, so hopefully that won't be a factor, but definitely don't want to walk into what they walked into. I think it was Arkansas State, wasn't it, if I remember correctly, in Jonesboro on the NIT. So hopefully it'll be a more split crowd.
Anything you need to see before conference play that you're getting closer towards other team?
Well, we need to see our, IT's back full speed now, I think. I think she'd tell you that she feels 100%. Kiera's not quite back 100% yet, so I'd like to get her, some more game reps. Again, another contrastive style of play. That's always what you hope going into SEC, that you have challenged your team for every possible style of play, every potential defensive matchup. Hopefully there's some film that you've done in the non-conference that you can show them evidence of how you need to go. So this week's about managing the week, the tests, the lead up, the travel. You're packing your bags. I think all but about 6 of us are leaving from Little Rock to go home for the holidays. So, you got kids worried about that they have everything packed for that. So a lot of that's managing this week of being in finals and being heading into the holidays. Historically, we've not done a very good job of it. Last 2 years, we've not played well in this game, so hopefully we've learned something from the past.
You see this as helping recruiting to play down there?
Yeah, just the talk of it for the last year's helped us in that area. It was a legitimate reason. It wasn't an excuse for kids in that part of the state to feel like their parents wouldn't get a chance to see them play locally. So that was a real reason. So we needed to take that away from those kids in that part of the state. There's 2 SEC schools closer to them than to us geographically if you really sit down and start to look at it. So I thought it was imperative that we get the presence down there, and it was just a bonus that it happens to be UALR. So, no, I definitely think we've already seen an impact in it in recruiting, and I think the future will only depend on how well we play when we go down there.
You said you talked to Coach Foley. How long have you known him?
I went to basketball camp at Arkansas Tech in I'd have to look for whether it was 84 or 85, but I was in school, high school. A bunch of my friends, we went to Arkansas Tech team camp, and Coach Foley was coaching the men back then, and he was in charge of our building. So I know how he coaches defense. He got us down in a stance for about 5 straight days and didn't let us up. So that was the first time I met him, knew of him. And then when I was a high school coach at Bentonville, I took all of our teams to his team camps down there. It was always one of the best run team camps, and I got to know him through those circles. And then when I got into college coaching, I met him and talked to him through Coach Blair and started to know him on a colleague level. And we've always either, I would say once at least every other year, met on the golf course in some shape, form, or fashion for some form of a match, whether it was Coach Blair's golf tournaments. He was actually with me the day I hit my first hole-in-one. It was at Paradise Valley, and I'd never hit one, and we had got eliminated from the coaches shootout. The first 4 of us got eliminated, so we were going back to play, and we got there on number 2 on Paradise and hit a ball. It was kind of hitting it into the morning sun, and none of us saw it. We got up on the green and was still looking for a ball, and there was mine in the hole. So Foley's witness to my first hole-in-one.
I like how you mentioned your first hole.
Yeah, sure. How many of us do you want to talk about, you know? There's only 2. It was 6 weeks later, though, so I got hot there for a while, and then I hadn't had one close since. So.